Yo guys, it's TNN and today we're going to have a look at the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G. This is just going to be a quick review video. I see that there's a lot of long in-depth review videos and I'm going to try and make this as short as possible and not drag it out. So I'm just going to go straight into it. So this is the phone. It weighs at 183 grams. It is IPX8 water resistant for up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. It is not dust proof, so bear that in mind. When it is unfolded, this is the size of it. We got 166mm by 72.2mm and the thickness is 6.9mm, so it's quite a slim device. The display we have on here is a foldable dynamic AMOLED 2X screen. It is 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10 plus, and we do have 1200 nits peak of brightness, which is absolutely amazing. It's a 6.7 inch screen, which is around 101.5 centimeters squared. Aspect ratio is 84.7% screen to body ratio, and it is a 1080 by 2640 pixel display with 426 pixels per inch. It is a Super AMOLED screen. The back over here is a Super AMOLED screen, 1.9 inch display, 260 by 512 pixels. So that's all the display parts we are going to. So on the left side of the phone we have the SIM tray or the SIM ejector. This is where your nano SIM will be located. On the bottom we have two microphones, we have a USB-C charging port, and we have a loudspeaker grill. On the right side over here we have the fingerprint sensor and the volume rockers up and down. And on top side here we have another microphone, which is probably for when you're on phone calls. On the front over here we have a hole punch for the front camera, which is your selfie camera, which is a 10 megapixel camera with a f2.4 26mm wide camera. It is HDR and it records at 4K at 30 FPS, which is really nice. Go ahead, look on the back over here. We do have this Gorilla Glass panel over here. We have an AMOLED screen here, which we just went through. You do have two back cameras over here, so it is a dual camera layer. They are both 12 megapixel sensors, and they are dual pixel sensors. One's a wide camera, one's an ultra wide camera. We also have our LED flash as well. The rear camera films at 4K at 30 to 60 FPS and also 1080p at 60 to 240 FPS, and of course 720p and HDR10 plus as well. Underneath this there will be a 2 module layer. I believe this is how they've designed it. There is a 3300 mAh, of course it's a non-removable battery. The phone supports fast charging of 15 watts and fast wireless charging of 10 watts, and it also supports reverse wireless charging of 4.5 watts where it charges other phones. Now, it claims to have an Antutu benchmark. According to GSM Arena, it has a Antutu benchmark score of 596866 and 68223. So that's pretty good scores. Endurance-wise, battery-wise, it's pretty good. It does last about a good day, so it's got a nice battery. And value for money-wise, I think it's absolutely amazing. It's a very good phone. This one here is a 128GB storage version with 8GB RAM, but it's also available in 256GB with 8GB RAM as well. It of course comes with Android 11 One UI 3.1.1. Inside this one we have a Snapdragon SM8 3550, which is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor with 5G. It is an octa-core processor, and we have an Adreno 660 GPU, which is absolutely perfect as well. So that's pretty much it with the specs wise on this phone. Let's go ahead and have a look at the actual phone and what it can do. So of course, clearly one of the main features, and the first thing we know is it is a foldable phone. So here it is. This is the phone. This is it flat. And this is it folded in half. Really nice and simple. It's nice and small and it's folded in half. It's about the size of your palm. I have kept all the stickers around it as well, just because I want to keep it protected. On the hinge over here we do have the Samsung logo on the hinge right there. As you can see there we do have the Samsung logo. The hinge feels super nice. It is really solid. It is very well built. The hinge feels really high quality. It doesn't move when you adjust it. You know, you've got to give it a good shake, but it's a nice enough shake for you to flick it open and flick it closed. We do have a slight crease there, and you do feel it when you do use the phone. You feel a slight little indentation in the screen. Again, it's not too much of an issue. It does feel pretty nice. So there is a slight indentation there in the screen. We did do a Geekbench sort of benchmark test on it, so let's go ahead and have a look at what the score it got. Also the processing model and whatever is written on here. So if you have a look over here, you can see all the information you need to look at. Go ahead and pause it if you want to have a look at that. I will pull up the full device information over here as well. So We can go ahead and pause it and look at. This is what Geekbench says about the phone. So let's go ahead, and another thing is, because it's such a tall phone, you do have to shimmy your hand across sometimes. So here we have our Geekbench score, which I've done to date. We've got a single core score of 1070 and a multi-core score of 3141, which is actually pretty decent. It's actually a pretty decent score. And just some further information over here as well with the scores. So unfortunately I couldn't download the Antutu benchmark, but I've done a Geekbench score instead. So other than that, it performs like a normal Samsung phone. We do have a 120Hz refresh rate, so it's super nice and smooth. When it comes to scrolling mainly, it's super snappy and smooth. You can't adjust the refresh rate as far as I know. If you guys have figured it out, do comment down below. But when I look at the display panel, it doesn't seem to let me adjust it much. You can sort of just go to standard, which is 60Hz, or you can go to adaptive, which is 120Hz. So that was just standard right there. And then we got 120Hz. So there is a little bit of a difference, not a huge difference. Again, it is adaptive, so when you need to use it, that's when it sort of kicks in. But other than that, it's really nice. The fingerprint sensor is super fast and snappy. Bang, look at that. Literally less than a second. That is super quick. It didn't want to pick it up that time. Sometimes they pick it up. You do have to position it rightly on the actual sensor itself, but it is very snappy. The phone itself is very snappy. I will be doing a camera test video as well, and I'll compare it with my Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. So the camera comparison video will come up soon as well. So defo have a look on that. Other than that, there's a few cool features that you can do with this. So like the camera mode. Of course, we have the camera here right now. You're looking right at me in my messy house. If I set it to the rear camera, there you go, we've got the rear camera there. Let me just put something there. I just got some random object. We'll just place that right there so you guys can have a look at this. So this is the camera module. It's simple, really. These are the features that you get with the camera. It's just like the normal Samsung layout, you know, the normal general Samsung layout. Now, if you fold it halfway into like this, you see that? The bottom becomes a controller, and you can sort of sit your phone like this. You can adjust what you need to adjust, so you can go to video mode, photo mode, wide angle mode, quick angle, and you can use the phone as a stand like that. So that's pretty cool. Another cool feature that it has, of course, is if you press this little top button over here, not that one there, that one there, bang bang, that turns on this little rear screen over here. So you've got a lovely little 1.9-inch screen over there. And you can see, so if you're taking a picture of someone, they can see what they look like in the picture. And also if you're taking a selfie, you can see what you look like in the picture. Don't forget, you can use this as your selfie camera as well. Selfie camera, pretty self-explanatory, pretty nice, pretty sweet as well. Other than that, there's cool features like that. You can also do multi-window multitasking, just like most other high-end high-end Samsung phones, where you can do split screen view. In this way you can do a split screen and also fold it in half as well. So that's really the main features of the Fold. There's not really much more to it. Another feature would be YouTube. So if I go ahead and go on YouTube on the phone, cool. So here is my video now. So another thing you can do is you can of course place it like this, so you can watch a video and you can scroll through other videos and what you want to play next down here. So you can watch a video there, you can lay on your bed, and you can scroll, use the bottom screen to scroll through. So it is pretty cool, it's pretty cool features. The volume is very loud.
So if you're interested in purchasing, this link to buy will be down below in the description. If I have any coupon codes, anything like that.
That is one thing they've improved a lot actually, the volume is actually very loud. Another cool thing you can also do with the Flip is that you can make it wide angle, and then if you bend it a little bit, you can actually use it as a stand.
As well, but do remember with coupon codes they do run.
Now it does fill in completely the aspect ratio, because it is a very big aspect ratio. You do cut a lot of the screen, as you can see there. You do cut a lot of this video, and obviously any other videos in the future as well. Other than that, that's really it with the phone. I think it's a really good phone. The battery life is really nice as well. The folding feature is cool. One thing you do need to look out for with the screen is that it is a plastic screen, and it is very easily scratchable. They don't really recommend you putting a screen protector on top of this, so unfortunately you have to sort of stick with the screen protector that it comes with, and you don't want to peel that off. You do not peel the screen protector off that is on there. I'm not sure if you can see on the top corner over there, but there is a bit of protector. Do not peel it off. If you want to stick a screen protector on, it has to be supporting the screen. Do not push hard on this screen. Do not use your nails against this screen. It will scratch so easily. But other than that, that's really it with the Fold. We got the front screen over here, which you can use to take selfies. I'll just tap it here. Front display over here. It's not the brightest display, but it's pretty decent. We do have a few features over here as well, so if I double tap on it, it will wake it up. You got a time, got a percentage, got a date on there. You can put the weather on there. You got your schedule, you got your music, you got your timer. You can also add your alarm. You've got a Samsung Health. You can add more widgets as well. As you can see over here, you've got sound recorder and also alarm is the only two other widgets you can add. And then of course you can use this to take pictures as well. So you can use this camera to take a fun picture. So that is really it with the phone. Not much to it really. When it's of course folded together, it is double thickness of the size. It's still quite small and compact, and it is very, very nice. It's a very solid phone, built very, very well, feels solid, feels absolutely good. Battery life amazing. The only downside is that screen. You do really have to be careful with that screen. You do not want to damage that at all. But other than that, I think it's an absolutely beautiful phone. Really nice phone. I mean, it's the third version of a foldable phone from Samsung, so they do know what they're doing, and they've definitely improved it. If you're going to get the foldable, get the latest one, because that's the most improved, most best one. I would 100% recommend putting a case on this. And speed wise, power wise, camera quality wise, overall battery wise, just general use of the phone and the power of it, I think it's absolutely perfect. It's a really good phone. Overall score will be 8 out of 10. The only letdown is that screen is really sensitive, and you've got to be really careful with it, and you can't put screen protectors or anything on it, so that's the only letdown. But I guess you can't get a foldable phone without doing those things. So maybe in the future there will be glass that can fold or some other sort of technology, but right now this is the best that's there, and it's done a really good job. So if you're interested in purchasing this, link to buy will be down below in the description. I'll either put the camera test right after this video, or I'll make a separate video for the camera test where I'm going to compare it to the Galaxy Note 10. As always, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.